Eat the Damn Cake. I'm Carly.
And I'm Maddie.
Welcome back. Another week.
Another week.
Another day, another dollar.
Another week carrying some amazing momentum from last week's episode. I feel like I'm still on a high from how awesome Ashley was last week.
She was the coolest, hands down, one of my favorite people that we've interviewed yet. If you haven't had a chance to go back to listen to Ashley's episode about confidence and just her role in the modeling industry and her role in fitness, please go back and listen to it. It was such an important episode, and it was so amazing to hear her journey.
Yeah, it's been so fun. And if you have never listened to our podcast before, let alone the last episode, our podcast is all about making the fitness industry more inclusive, making you be able to feel awesome walking into a room, no matter what class you're taking, whether it be something you've ever taken once or never, and just feeling confident in your own skin.
Yeah.
And our description changes every week, but it's along the same lines.
It is. It's on brand.
Me and Carly literally ad-lib that every time.
One day we'll write down like a definition, but you know what? It's more on brand for us to just speak from the heart.
Exactly.
To just say whatever is on our mind today.
It's been a long time, it feels like, since we have just debriefed on our lives.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I remember last week, so much happened, like last weekend.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my gosh, we have a guest, so we're going to have to save it for next week. And I'm actually kind of excited. So I feel like we should just dive in.
Dive on in.
So 2 weeks ago, I had jury duty. Or no, was that last week?
That was last week.
Last week, I had jury duty.
Yeah.
I was stressed about it. You can ask any of my family members.
Stressed out?
I have a touch of anxiety, a sprinkle.
A sprinkle.
A bucket of
I would
anxiety.
say a sprinkle times a rain shower times a tsunami.
So, okay, here's the thing about jury duty, though. Is it illegal to talk about jury duty?
I don't think you're allowed to talk about the case.
Well, no, I wasn't even on the case.
Oh, I don't know.
So, I don't think it is. But I went on jury duty, like it was a TV show. I showed up.
You were on Judge Judy.
I went to Lowell, Massachusetts. I've only been there one other time.
Beautiful place.
Not really.
It is the armpit of Massachusetts.
No offense to Lowell. The courthouse, I don't know how many times they were going to repeat that it was just built a few years ago.
Oh, they did?
It's
they
beautiful. It's gorgeous. And I think they were like,
really
how lucky are we to be in such a beautiful building? I'm like, no, it is a really nice building, but I was so stressed.
But I still don't want to be here.
Well, right. And I don't know. It was fine, but I got there and I was just like so stressed because of course every person I talked to before I went in was like, yeah, my friend's brother's sister's aunt got on a week trial and missed work for a week, and me just sitting there like, oh my God, Carly's going to Ireland. Like I literally am a one-man show next week, and if I get put on a week-long trial, I was like, I do not know. Yeah. Like, so of course I'm sitting there, and the chances of me even being picked is like slim to none, but I'm thinking false scenarios in my head because obviously that's what I like to do. I'm like, oh my God, what if I'm like Jess from New Girl and I get sequestered for a month?
They only did that because she was pregnant while
I know,
filming
and
the
I
show.
don't even, does that happen though? Some juries get sequestered, but they do pay you a stipend. I'm like, how big is that stipend? When I saw that, I was like, if you can top my stipend from BBB, then maybe I'll be willing to sit on the jury. I'm just kidding. But I didn't get picked. I sat there for 5 hours and got released, and I was pretty...
Okay. Meanwhile, I'm like training clients because I'm, the backbone of this company. And
okay.
I'm like training clients.
That
was
time?
you this time. That was your throat. And I'm getting text after text after text from Maddie because Maddie finally had like a couple hours to just sit down and bang out like computer work and like subscriptions and everything. And she was doing everything under the sun.
So productive.
Yes. But it was so frustrating because I could not input anything because I was seeing back-to-back clients. And then she jumped to a different part and then she jumped to a different part. And I was like, can we go back to question one? Because I'm stressed.
My problem was I was getting so much work done, but a lot of it was like scheduling and like some of it was for clients. Carly was literally seeing in that moment, like, ask her this, ask them that. And Carly Carly's like, I'm not looking at my phone at the moment and I need you to chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of work done that day.
Yes.
So it wasn't that bad. My back hurt a little bit from sitting all day, but that's
other
neither
than that-
here nor there.
Like we said, I am going to Ireland this week.
Yeah.
So excited. And
Carly's like, I am so excited. And on the inside, she's like, I am so petrified to fly.
I am.
Which we talked about a couple weeks ago.
However, so the other day that I was looking at our downloads and we have 79 downloads in Ireland.
Do we really?
Yep. So I'm going to be a star over there. I'm starting our podcast world tour in Ireland this week. So if you are listening from Ireland, look out for me in Dublin and Galway.
Follow Carly Byron.
I will be probably at the Guinness Factory, Temple Bar. I don't know.
Carly's like, I am such a cool Ireland girl, just drinking beer.
I got so many green outfits where people were like, do you realize you don't have to wear green because you're in Ireland? And I'm like, I get it, but like I feel like it's
going to be there for St. Patrick's Day. You know, St. Patty's Day is not really big in Ireland either.
I know. Once my boyfriend flew there to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but it was all the study abroad kids.
So it was probably really
came
fun.
over there, and yeah, he said it was fun.
You know, I think I've brought this up once or twice, but when I went to Ireland, I had mono.
We know. Everyone who's ever listened to this podcast
wasn't
knows.
The best experience. I did have a good time, but I was very sick.
How could you not? I mean, Ireland's just so gorgeous.
I was so sick.
I get it. I had mono.
My eyelids were so swollen. In every photo, my eyes looked actually shut because I don't know what it is about mono, but it makes your eyelids swell.
That happened to me too. I was at a swim meet and I remember they took a picture and my eyelids were basically shut.
Oh my God.
I was like, why am I swimming with mono?
I had a swim meet also the day before I got diagnosed with mono.
Cute.
And I swim pretty well. I had a fever. Yeah.
I didn't swim well.
I had a very bad fever and I like won both my events. Mind you, I'm not like trying to flex. It was a very slow meet. I did not like do any crazy things. Speaking of mono, this brings me back to
last night.
Why?
When we were playing that game.
Oh yeah. But like it brings me back to last night and the week before. Have you guys ever heard of the game Yes or No? No. What is it called?
It's called Do You Know Me?
In my notes I go yes no game.
It's called Do You Know Me? It's not called Yes or No.
Yes or No?
No.
That's not even the game.
It's not a game. It's called Do You Know Me?
Do you know me? It's a wonderful game. You should play. I'll bring it in.
It's like a it's like a question game about someone, and like everyone will go around the table and there will be questions about one person. It's like, has Maddie ever had mono? Has Maddie ever watched a full season of Full House? Has Maddie ever, and it's
like,
questions
did she fail
this.
her first license test? Like random shit. And everyone has yes or no cards and you put it in order face down and then you go through and ask the question again and everyone flips over their card to see if they got it correct. Because if the question's about me, I'm answering it with cards too. And we were playing with like Nick and Joe and mom and dad. And so it's like definitely a little bit rated R because there are some frisky questions on there.
There are that you shouldn't play with your parents.
Like, no, definitely not. And they would like come up, me or Carly or my mom would get them, or Roger or Nick or Joe. And like, it would be this like awkward tension and people would like pull it up and be like, what kind of underwear does Carly wear? And people would be like, so can we not do this right now, please? It was awkward. I was feeling uncomfortable.
But it was a fun game.
I know. I know.
That was like 1 out of 10. And it was like...
Well, a couple of them were raunchy.
Yeah, but we didn't play those ones. But it was a fun game. Overall, it turns out Roger does not know us.
Roger doesn't know us at all. We lived with him. Carly still lives with him. I lived with him for 20...
You always have to throw shade about me living with him still.
22 years I lived there. The magic bullet, though.
Okay, so okay. Let me just talk about this.
When you hear the word magic bullet, what do you think of?
Where does your mind go?
Like the blender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so mine didn't go there. Mine went to a dirty place. So I pulled it up and I go, has Roger ever owned a magic bullet? And I was like, oh my God, I can't say this one. And everyone's like,
what do
the
you
blender.
Carly's like,
and I was
that's
like,
so naughty.
I was like, that's not a blender. And they were like, yes, it is. Where is your mind?
And Carly's like, the NutriBullet. But wait.
No.
But isn't a NutriBullet, isn't it called the NutriBullet? Or is it called the Magic Bullet?
Well, it's 2 different brands.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Of blenders.
Both blenders.
Both
What do you think he's talking about, though?
I'm not
Carly
going to
thought it was
go
a vibrator.
Well, because my parents warned us how raunchy the game was. So that's obviously where my mind went first.
The card before it that I picked up was like,
Has Roger ever had sex on the beach?
oh,
and we were like,
and the other one was like, have you used handcuffs recently? And it's like fuzzy handcuffs or something. And I'm like, okay, so I understand why Carly's mind went there.
but it was a blender.
Everyone was literally looking at her like it was this like horrifying card. And Carly's like, it says Magic Bullet. I'm like, that's a blender. Literally
So
a
if
blender.
anyone, yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a blender.
Well, is it shocking that you don't know what a kitchen appliance
True.
brand is?
If you haven't seen Cooking with Kaka, go back and check it out.
Clearly
and
not
then you'll
really
know
sure.
why I didn't think that was a kitchen appliance.
I have one thing to add about this game.
Yeah.
Nick knew me pretty well. Not the best.
He got one for me last
I
night.
know.
One.
Honestly, none of us were on our game this week. Last week we were all doing pretty well, except Joe. Joe was on his game last night.
Yeah.
He knew everything. But Nick's been doing this thing lately, and Carly's heard this story 42 times, and she's like, I think she's about to buy me labels for my door because I've aired out my dirty laundry literally all over the place. But I need to know, and if this has happened to you, you need to DM me and tell me. Maybe when Joe and you move in together, this will happen a lot, and it'll piss you off. I assure you. I have
don't
2
think it
hooks.
will.
I have 2 hooks on the back of my door, in my closet door, for my towel and his towel. When we moved in, the left hook was his. Or no, the left hook was mine. The right hook was
Oh,
his.
you just got confused.
No. When we moved in. And I would always put my towel there. And then I get home from a long day, go to grab my towel to shower, sopping wet. And I'd look at Nick and be like, how hard is it to remember which hook is yours? I want to just use a towel and I can't because they're all dirty and now mine's all wet. He's like, you're ridiculous. You're annoying. I'm like, it was funny the first time. Then it happens 3 more times. I'm like, okay, we're switching hooks. You're the left hook. I'm the right hook. He still uses my towel at least twice a month. And he does not. I love him dearly. And I say, I always am the one that washes the towels and he doesn't. And I just need to know, significant others, does your boyfriend or girlfriend, do they do this? Did yours ever, any of yours? Not how I meant it. Any of the 100?
No.
Okay. You know what I meant?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no,
Yes.
they did.
No.
Oh.
No, they didn't. Yes. No.
Okay. Well, you're lucky.
This is all I've been hearing about everyone. So I literally have nothing to add to the story anymore because
Carly literally is like, fucking buy a label. And
I'm like, buy a label, buy different colored towels. I don't know what you want me to do. You should tell Nick to buy his own black
I'm rebelling
towel so that
against
he can.
labeling it because he is an adult.
Okay. Moving right along. I had a dream. So we've been watching Love is Blind.
Don't even get me started on that show.
And we won't do any spoilers, but I had a very vivid dream the other night that I was in Love is Blind and Hurley was on the other side and me and Hurley had to get married.
Did you both say yes?
Yes.
Did you guys both say yes at the altar?
we did. And we went to a Cancun together and we had
Did you have a wonderful time?
Yes, me and Hurley were in love in the dream.
That sounds great. Only in the dream, I guess.
No,
Yeah, that's fine.
no, Hurley, you
No,
know I
it's
love
fine.
you.
We know.
I love you.
I did say Hurley's a 10 out of 10 guy.
I know. And then we started talking and we were like, wow, Hurley is he's got it all. He can sing, he can play instruments, he's a DJ, but he's not like a sketchy DJ that like lets girls just behind the DJ booth just to
No, he
for
DJs
clout.
for vibes.
Yes.
And he makes music
yeah. And he
and-
cooks
and
he cleans.
and he has a good personality.
and he uses a top sheet.
He
I remember
uses a
that.
top
He does
sheet.
his laundry,
He
Most
does
important
like
part.
Red Bull though.
which honestly I can get behind.
I don't know if I can get behind that.
So
Deal
All right,
breaker.
if anyone wants to date our producer Hurley, submit an application via Instagram.
And we will go through the approval
We will
process.
interview you
Yeah, it's
because
got to go through you guys.
yeah,
first.
it has to go through us because clearly we. What was that?
That was
What
a-
just
that
exited
came
my
from
body?
deep-
Like clearly, we feel very passionately about him,
Yes.
and so does Carly. Clearly, we do. She was like, "Well, did he get down on one knee, propose?
Yeah, he did.
How was the ring?
It worked. It was great.
Was it oval?"
It was with a gold band. Just what I want.
Well, me and Carly were talking about engagement rings last night.
This dream wasn't last night. This was a couple nights ago, but it's still very vivid. And I almost,
Carly relives it every day.
I almost texted Hurley the other day to be like, "Oh my God, you were my dream last night. We got married." And then I was like, "That's weird.
yeah.
Like I probably shouldn't." And now I'm broadcasting it to everyone. I have a boyfriend, by the way. That
Did
I
you
love
tell
it.
Joe?
No,
Oh,
I didn't want Joe to be like,
Hurley,
"Why are you having dreams
Watch
about
out.
Hurley?"
Hey, I had no say.
you proposed to her, so no. I'm just kidding.
Also,
What?
we're both Geminis, so I don't know if that would work. Yeah, I know. Even Jesse was like, "I don't know."
I
It
know.
is what it is.
Yeah. Hurley's like, okay.
Speaking of Love is Blind, this transitions
Oh.
us into our next topic.
This
So
does.
I don't know if any of you have watched Love is Blind, but Maddie and I have been binging it recently, like we just said,
It's
it's creeping into my dreams.
so with Love is Blind and like all reality TV shows, they've definitely been getting better at putting more representation of different body types. Like for example, though, the one that I still have such a problem with is The Bachelor.
Yes.
I have never seen any like
Didn't E just have a girl on her podcast that was on The Bachelor who didn't make the cut because of her body type?
Yeah.
Yeah.
like they like scan you like up and down. They're like, no, yes, no, yes. So Love is Blind had a little bit more representation and there were some curvier women on it and they were fucking gorgeous. And they had maybe 30 seconds of airtime.
Yep.
They didn't make it past the first 5 minutes of the episode.
You never
And
saw them again.
I've seen a lot of articles written about it being like, what the hell? And I guess in this show, it's like, okay, you have to have a connection to be able to like move on. But at the same time, there were some very like irrelevant people being shown for a
Yes.
few episodes.
Yep.
And by irrelevant, I mean they had no connection with anyone. They're not an irrelevant person.
Yeah.
No offense to, I don't even remember your names because they were irrelevant. No, I'm just
Digging.
but no, they were just like, you know, one-offs that didn't have connections, but they kept showing them on the TV show. And I'm like, okay, so I'm glad there's better body representation. However, you're not really doing that much if you're
No.
not putting them on the show.
Following their storyline,
Like,
giving them a
the
chance
only-
to like.
And this isn't, is this a spoiler? No, this isn't a spoiler. The only time they showed someone that had a larger figure than a size like 4 was when Shake, who is a man,
Yep.
was, and don't even get me fucking started on him, was literally like, I like to go to festivals. I like to go to music festivals. And I typically like to put women on my shoulders. Would I be able to put you on my shoulders? That's what he said.
Yeah. And then he said to another girl, "Oh, I like to buy clothes for women. What's your size?"
And then
So he was just trying. Love wasn't blind to him because he was
No.
trying to figure out what their body
all
type
he cared.
was.
And then did you remember he was like, I really like to stay active and work out. Do you like to work out? And she was like, yeah, like I do, but I don't love, like that's not all I like to do. And I was like, why is that the only time we see these women represented?
yeah.
And it's almost more in a negative light. They're trying to like make them come off as like lazy for not loving to work out.
Exactly.
Like, hi, I'm sorry,
That
what?
was the only interaction you saw them in.
With Shake being fucking horrible. I can't get started on him because
We should try to get him on the podcast.
oh my God. After this, I'm literally like, I can't. Don't even get me started with him. I can't deal with him.
Well, he went on his Instagram the other day and said that he was represented on the show poorly and that he's not actually like that, and that if he gets any more hate comments, like he doesn't appreciate the hate comments, he'd rather it be constructive. And I'm like, come on our podcast, we'll give you constructive criticism.
I don't think anyone deserves being bullied online. Like, no. However,
one deserves that.
I'm sure that like reality TV twists everything. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that they did represent him worse than he probably actually was. However, you said what you said, dude.
Some things that come out of your mouth, you can't suck them back in. So
No, a lot of the things that you said seemed like one take. It didn't seem like they like placed your words in front of each other and like twisted it around. I'm just saying, Love is Blind, do a little bit of a better job of getting some representation on there, like for all women.
yeah, and for everyone falling in love.
All women, all men. And then this is another thing. We're like fighting for women's representation, but how often do you see a guy that has a little bit more of a curvy build on any TV show?
Yeah.
Isn't that so ridiculous?
I actually haven't thought about
Like
that.
whenever they have Bachelor or like Bachelorette, every man on that freaking show has a six pack, like ripped, jacked six pack.
Yeah, it's so true. You never see anyone with a quote unquote dad bod.
You're right.
That's what they're calling them.
That is what they're calling them. I don't even know what. It's just funny though, because clearly the casting directors for a lot of these shows have the same like ideal body type.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of ties back into what we were talking to like about with Ashley the other day, like about having to like literally get people to go outside of the box and be like, okay, no, I want representation of all body types on my shows, on the runway, here, like everywhere in ads. And like so many casting directors aren't doing that still.
Yeah. It's time to make a change.
Bullshit.
We also were talking to our mom the other day and she said something that she starts her day with lemon water every day to cleanse herself. And I was like,
she said detox.
Oh, detox. And I was like, oh,
like interesting.
we've never
choice
talked about
of
lemon water.
vocabulary,
Yeah.
mother.
I know. Yeah. To detox. So
We're like, we love that word. We also love the word cleanse.
I'm fine with you starting your day with lemon water. There are a lot of benefits to it, but let's not call it a detox. Let's not call it a cleanse.
Well,
and
yeah.
if that's the only thing you're drinking in the morning and not eating
If that's
anything,
your breakfast, let's revisit.
we need to look inward. Okay. So lemon water, there are some benefits to it. It aids in digestion. It helps you stay hydrated. It says weight loss friendly.
Okay, that's not
What is
entirely
it?
true.
Oh my God.
Carly, where are you reading this?
Cleveland Clinic.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
It says, we're creatures of habit. Ponder the impact of replacing your morning OJ or latte with lemon water. Not just once, but perhaps 20 times a month, and multiply that by 10 years. Your waistline will thank you.
ugh.
I hate that wording, so pretend I never said any of that.
It has immune system boost from vitamin C and lemon. It does actually help your skin. It improves digestion and can lead to clear skin because of vitamin C. Is needed for collagen production and helps with your collagen production.
Helps prevent kidney stones, provides a potassium boost, prevents oxidation.
All right. But there are some things that, you know, like the factor cap guys on TikTok.
Yes.
So I found some caps.
Let's-
Does cap mean not true? Yeah. Fact, well, obviously, because if fact is true, cap has to be not true.
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay, so things lemon water does not do though. So Colleen goes, and Mom, this is no shade to you because I also thought like the way lemon water is like talked about, they're like, it's a detox. Like it helps me detox the body of toxins. And I'm like, okay, well, is it like, what is it actually doing? It does not flush toxins. Drinking water is important to help the body naturally eliminate cellular waste, a process that it does naturally. Everyone, say it louder for the people in the back. Your body naturally flushes toxins out.
Yes.
Naturally. You don't need to do
jumpstart
a
it.
detox blend or like
A cleanse.
to get shit out of your like liver. And like, no, you don't need to do that. It's not necessarily bad for you to drink some of the vitamins and minerals in some of these supplements and stuff, but it's not going to, it's not necessary. It claims that the claims are that lemon water has a special ability to flush toxins without defining what they are or how this process works. So like everyone's like, yeah, they detoxify me, and you go, how? Like, it just does.
So this is like Gabby Butler with the watermelon
With the
diet.
watermelon diet being like, yeah, like, just like clears the toxins out of my stomach. I'm like, there's literal acid in there.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? You literally have acid. There's some false claims that it says prevents cancer. It says that lemon water alkalizes the body, and it claims that it promotes an alkaline environment where cancer cells cannot thrive. So this theory also makes no sense. There are some scientific articles linked in this article I'm reading. So if you want them, I can send them to you. Another wild claim is that it increases IQ. It doesn't.
Well, Mom's been getting Wordle every day, so maybe it helps.
Wordle? I'm going to be honest.
I hate it.
Okay. I'm one of those people, and I will be honest, I don't like doing things I'm bad at.
Same.
And call me crazy, but I don't enjoy it. I don't like being bad at things. And I know the more you do something, the better you get. But I guess I'm just not up for a challenge lately because I was doing it when it wasn't bought by the New York Times. I'm going to be honest. Before the New York Times bought it, the words weren't as hard. The words were not as hard. I was getting them within 3 to 4 guesses, and I was like, wow, I'm so freaking smart. I'm in a group chat for Wordle. Shout out to those lovely ladies and gentlemen in that group chat. Love you. I haven't participated in a week because I did one Wordle the other day, and it took me 6 tries, and I still didn't get it, and I was so embarrassed and sad. And I was like, well, I'm never playing this game again.
So
clearly, I'm
Maddie's
resilient.
Thoughts on Wordle. Anyways, drink some lemon water. Maybe it will improve your IQ.
I know. And it also doesn't balance pH levels. There's a theory that it can like balance your pH because of the lemon juice, and that's also not true. So you just need to be careful. Like, in conclusion, with lemon water and like anything that people claim to detoxify the body with that habit or that specific thing, just be careful.
Yeah.
There's a lot of false and fake news out there and false claims, like just like when we were talking about Celsius a couple of weeks ago. There's a lot of fake things out there. So if you're going to do something, do your own research. Don't just base it off of someone being like, oh my God, I lost 20 pounds and 3 inches off my waist by literally just drinking celery juice and lemon water. And you're like, what do you mean? So you weren't eating? So you just have to be careful. Please be careful. But it's not bad for you.
So you can do it.
You can do it.
But just don't only do that.
Yeah, if you're doing that as your beef fast, please eat some food.
Anyways, let's go into this or that. No spoilers. We're not spoiling Euphoria at all.
No.
I haven't even watched the finale yet. But I'm just curious about everyone's take on characters.
Okay, so I'm going to be honest.
You're the opposite of everyone. I looked at yours.
But I accidentally voted wrong a couple times, so we'll get into it.
First one was Rue or Jules. I say Jules.
This is hard.
Oh, I know.
This is really hard. I can't believe you pinned them against each other.
I was going to say Jules or Elliot.
Oh.
Yeah, but...
Do you know they're dating in real life?
Yes, but then my friend was like, no, you need to do Rue or Jules.
That's so hard. I said Rue, and I think it was like because here's the thing, though. I have such empathy for both of their situations, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but I did say Rue.
I said Jules.
I love her.
I do too, but
I love Jules.
there are parts of season 2 when I really hated Rue, like so much.
Well, yeah, I think that you're supposed to not.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Her character goes on a journey.
Do you guys watch Euphoria?
I do.
Yeah.
Who do you think?
I would say I would pick Rue over
over Jules.
I said the same, and I feel a little guilty.
For
'cause
those
I
of you
love Jules.
who are hearing Jesse's voice, Jessie is she's not replacing Hurley. She's just working beside Hurley. Hurley's still here too.
I'm here too.
Yeah,
But I have to abstain from this or that because I've not seen a single episode of Euphoria.
well,
I think you would really like it.
I think you should watch it. It's messed up though, and like it's
That's why I think you'd like
it's
it.
disturbing. It's a little disturbing.
Trust me, we're married.
But
I know.
it's
I know, yeah.
it is so good. It is so good. All right, what was the verdict?
72 people said Roof, 17 said Jules.
I'm gonna be honest. We got lower votes this week because I think a lot of people don't watch Euphoria. But
and
that's okay.
also I posted at 7:30, so it was a little late in the morning.
That's not that late.
Maddie or Cassie?
Mine's controversial.
Mine is Maddie.
I would say Maddie.
Oh my god, y'all!
I am ride or die for Maddie.
I went Team Cassie.
Okay, you know what? That's because you've never been in Maddie's position.
I've been cheated on before.
No, not in the way like where it's a toxic relationship that like you're back and forth and all of a sudden you find out he cheats on you with someone that you know, and like
That happened to me. We can debrief after.
No, but so why don't you have more empathy for Maddie?
Here's the thing: I do feel bad
thought
for
you were
Maddie,
empathetic.
but they were broken up.
Are you kidding?
They were broken up, and did I just spoil shit? Sorry, spoiler
no,
alert.
but I'm just disgusted that you said
No.
that.
I think I feel really bad for Cassie because I think Cassie's very misunderstood. I don't condone exactly what she did, but I feel bad for her because
I do not.
She desperately wants people's approval, and like she has.
Well,
some,
maybe she shouldn't
She
have.
has some inner problems that she's working through. I feel bad for her.
I don't.
I feel bad for her.
I don't. I'm Team Maddie because I've been in Maddie's position and it's horrible. So
I'm sorry, everyone. Don't skewer me. Sorry.
you're done.
You're done.
65 for Maddie, 22 for Cassie. Gia or Lexi?
I don't know.
I would say Lexi because I really liked the play.
Yeah. Who'd you say?
I don't know.
I voted Gia, but then I was like, shit, Lexi's kind of a badass.
See, I thought it was hard for me to pin them up against each other because they're two very different characters.
I mean, Gia
but
also
they're
doesn't
both,
have as big of a part.
Yes, but they're both sisters to like a
A
main,
main character. But Lexi's kind of coming into her own.
I know. I think Lexi, I love Gia and I feel I have a lot of empathy for Gia and what she's been through. You know,
I voted for Gia just because I was like, sweet baby angel needs my vote.
10 people voted Gia, 73 voted Lexi. Rue's mom or Lexi's mom?
Rue's mom.
Leslie or
I don't know either of their names. I'm going to be honest.
I can't remember Lexi's mom's name.
What did you say?
Rue's mom.
Yeah, I said Rue's mom.
I would say I like Rue's mom up until they had like that conversation
Oh,
together.
yeah.
But
True.
Lexi's mom during the play,
Loved her.
I couldn't get enough of her.
I loved her. She's so funny.
She was like eating it up. She was
like the mom from Mean Girls.
Yeah. I know, that's so true. I love them both. I love all the characters.
This was hard.
30 people said Rue's mom, 56 said Lexi's mom.
All right.
Cal or Lexi's dad?
Neither.
You gotta
Neither.
choose one.
I hate both of them.
I don't like either of them.
Cal.
You like?
I think he's misunderstood. I think he grew up in a time where it was really hard and he couldn't come out and be who he wanted to be. And then I think he literally like suppressed all of that.
I know. I guess the first, if you haven't watched season 2 yet, you should log off now. But like the first episode of season 2 or second episode kind of made you understand him a little bit better.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What were the verdicts?
41 for Cal, 34 for Lexi's dad. Last but not least, Nate or Fez?
Fez.
Fez.
Fez. Obviously.
Not even-
Live,
I
laugh,
know.
even a
love
question.
Fez. I love Fez.
I love Fez. I didn't watch the season finale yet, so I have no idea what happens.
So no one to spoil it.
But so I know so many people that are like, but Nate is so hot. And I'm like, I can't get past that.
He's scary. He
But
scares
I
me.
literally don't like him, and I don't think he's hot because his personality sucks so much.
No, I just think he's a terrifying
So
person.
clearly I love his wine for me because I don't, even if he's hot as shit, but has a shitty personality, that doesn't do it for, you know what I
that
mean?
just means you're a good person.
Maybe.
You're like, love is really blind. It's like, no, you're just not shallow.
True. Well, Cassie is, and you like Cassie, so that's all. Anyways, 7 votes for Nate and 80 for Fez. Shocker. Awesome. Stay tuned for not Thursday.
So we have a lot of new episodes coming up.
Lots and lots.
And we're very excited.
Curly is so excited.
Curly can't wait to see
To
me
work overtime.
a million times this week. I will be in the studio on Thursday recording with a special guest.
Can we just tell them who it is?
No.
And I'll be in Ireland recording, hopefully.
Hopefully
if the
she
mic
might be
works
on.
out.
We're also recording with another guest, a very special guest today. That episode will come out on the 21st of March.
Yep.
And then Thursday we're recording with another really cool guest, and that episode will be coming out next week. Do you want to tell them?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Everyone submitted their guesses.
yes,
And if
the votes are in.
If you are a TikTok person, then you will know exactly who we're talking about. We are interviewing Kate from TikTok. Literally, her handle is
Kate
at KATE.
She calls all of her followers Big Daddies.
Big Daddies. And she is coming on the podcast. And we are so excited to welcome her, one, to Boston, and 2, to Big Night, and 3,
Just for fun. We're
on
gonna have
Eat
so much
the
fun.
Damn Cake. So if you have any specific questions for her, either slide into our DMs. We will also put up a question box. Please, if you are new and you seem to enjoy this podcast,
Yes.
please rate, review, subscribe. It only helps us. We would really appreciate a nice little 5-star rating, a nice little review, a little sugar.
You get a merch discount code if you send us a screenshot of your review.
Also follow us at Eat the Damn Cake Podcast. We have some new segments that we're going to be launching in the spring.
So get ready for that.
Yeah. Buckle up.
Have a wonderful week. We love you, and
We
we'll
love
see
you so
soon.
much. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.